This is Anderson Penn's podcast episode 133 for Tuesday, December 9th, 2014. This is Brian.
This is Lisa.
This is the Anderson Penn's Radio Network.
If you can ink it, we're going to talk about it, except when Brian tries to spell December.
Yes, I did say December, only to try to confuse
to mess with me.
So, 133.
Wow.
So, we got a fun topic for tonight. We're going to keep it short. I am on call, and plus it's Microsoft Patch Week, so you know what that means.
He's not sleeping at all this week. That's right.
I don't get to sleep this week. So, big news for the week. Or not for the week. There really is no big news.
The Ponsets are coming tomorrow. That's big news.
That's big news, yeah.
Stormy Gray coming in again. Yeah.
We thought in true tradition of year-end, I remember when I was a kid, every news show would have usually in January they would have it, but they would have events of the year. And I don't know if you remember watching those. I used to watch them all the time, and it was, people who passed on and people who got elected and all that kind of stuff. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to recap some of the new ink that came in 2014. Some of it was a big deal, some of it not so much. And it's really Lisa's show.
Because I love me some ink. There were actually quite a few inky news events that happened over the course of the year. I think the first one was earlier in the year when Sailor decided to discontinue several of the inks in their Gentle line, and a lot of people were unhappy that several of those inks were discontinued. The Sky High was a great color, and a lot of people of all the Sailor inks that we carry, that one sold out the fastest. Followed closely by the Grenade and the Epinard, which were both great colors, and we missed them terribly. But that was there was quite a bit of I don't want to say controversy, but upset over discontinuing some of those gorgeous colors. On the positive side, Sailor re-released several of their older seasonal inks, and so many of the discontinued colors they were brought back essentially in a very, very slightly different formula or slightly different color. I kind of like the newer box.
Yeah, it is. It's festive.
It's also easier to tell the old from the new, since, I don't know about you, but I can't read some of the Japanese.
Well, I can't read any Japanese, so you're way ahead.
I can only say offensive things, so...
You've been speaking Japanese? We got to talk to me about this later.
I had a friend who speaks Japanese who taught me all the things you can't ever repeat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Things we shouldn't say to her.
Exactly. To anybody. But the Sailor ink, the old ones and the new ones were a big deal, especially Yamadori, which is that gorgeous teal green with the red sheen. That was a huge hit. And so early on in late spring, early summer, that was quite the hot topic for a while.
It was, yeah. I remember that day fondly.
Dave and I were pack and ship fools. It was great. Noodlers came out with their General of the Armies, which changes color, which is kind of cool.
That was pretty recent too. Even.
That was fairly recent, yes. The bottle is kind of fun. I mean, Nathan always makes really awesome, cool bottles.
Yeah, labels are cool.
Yeah. And so that is fairly recent. That has been one of the newer additions to the ink lineup this year. We also had Edelstein's color, Pelican, Edelstein's color of the year was Garnet this year. I don't know that that was quite the knockout of the park like the Amber was last year.
No, the amber was just, yeah.
The Amber was great. Amazing shading. The Garnet is pretty, but it is not quite the Amber that came out last year. Mont Blanc had some really cool stuff this year, including the new Defoe green. And the bottle is kind of cool. I like the box, but I like to keep all my ink boxes. Just put that up. But I love the beach scene.
Oh, yeah.
For Robinson Crusoe. So that was one of the new ones. They also had their 90th anniversary gray, which is a very nice color.
We'd love to show you, but we can't.
We're out. It takes forever to get Mont Blanc in. One of the other things that happened was we became the exclusive U.S. distributor for the U.S. retailer for Toucan ink out of Australia. Those are really fun. They come in the pouches, and they almost look like IV bags. They're really kind of fun.
Yep. I haven't actually had the pleasure of taking any out of the bag yet, because they're all in we have them in bottles at the store for samples, but
it's an interesting way to package it, and it certainly costs a lot less to ship. You can fit more in the box, all of that good stuff, and really nice colors, well-behaved ink.
Designed to be mixed.
It is. I think it's a little underrated, so I think that in 2015 we're going to be a little more active about doing some reviews, some videos, etc.
Yep.
What else? We have Anderson Inks.
Oh, yes, Anderson Inks.
We are very proud of that. We had Scribble Workshop. Lucas decided he was not going to continue making his own ink. It was just too much for him with his kids, his trade shows that he does, which are weeks long, not just a weekend, but they go on for weeks. He's teaching high school chemistry, and it was just too much to try to market himself to make it really worth it. But some of the colors we just loved, so we had him reformulate the entire thing, and we kept 7 of the best colors, and they've done very well for us. Brian's in love with the Robin's Egg.
The Robin's Egg, yep. Robin's Egg, and I really have to clean out some of my pens. I've got maybe a half a dozen pens on my desk here that need to be cleaned out, but I want to ink one. The Green Bay is awesome. It's really a really cool green. It looks spot on for Epinard, Sailor Epinard. In fact, so much so that we just sold off our last. I reserved 3 bottles for myself. We were using it for testing in the store, and I said, well, I got to have 3 bottles when they discontinue. But the Green Bay is so close, so you can't tell the difference. So
the Wood Violet, I love. Used to be gorgeous, gorgeous purple. So that is something else that we thought was pretty important ink news. And then most recently, the big, huge hype.
There's more.
There is more. See that?
Oh, yeah. Here, hang on. There you go.
Stormy Gray. Everybody wants it.
Yep. Yeah, it's been the hottest ink
since Yamadori.
Yeah, since Yamadori, yeah.
Stormy Gray by J. Herbin. It's part of the 1670 anniversary line. Gray with a gold sheen. Very cool. I do not in any way believe that J. Herbin thought it would be as popular as it is, because they can't keep it in stock. The big storm didn't help. The big storm in New York. One of their warehouses is outside of Buffalo, and it was literally snowed in for, I don't know, a week and a half, 2 weeks. They couldn't get to it. They couldn't ship from it. Trucks couldn't get in or out. So there was Stormy Gray sitting around waiting.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, I lived. So you lived in upstate New York. I lived a couple hours from Buffalo. I had to drive through there a couple times for quite a while, and it was just you can it can be fine 1 minute, and then the next minute it just there's feet of snow.
Well,
So
they can keep it. We don't want it here.
yeah, so Stormy Gray, I know that is not a full bottle and it's not for sale.
No. We've gotten it in, what, 3 times now. It has sold out within, a matter of 20 minutes, half an hour. We will be getting more in, looks like, according to tracking, later this week.
Yeah.
So if you haven't gotten any and you're thinking about getting it, we will have some probably Thursday or Friday.
So along with all the new ink, and unless I'm forgetting something, and it's very possible that I am forgetting some color from somebody, there's also the demise, of course, obviously the demise of the Scribble inks, of which I think there is one actual bottle left in the store. One left, Salamander Red. And Organic Studio is done.
Yep, Tyler is in grad school, and he just can't keep up with his studies, which have to come first, his teaching assistantship, which he's got to do, and he just can't. He's got to focus.
Yep. So no more of that. And what else? Are any other new inks? Any other? Trying to think.
I mean, we took on a number of new lines, but they aren't necessarily new to the community.
Right. That's what I'm talking about, is the new stuff. So.
No, that's about it. That's enough.
Well, and soon, I meant to ask you this today, Diamine's anniversary inks.
Coming in this week. That's the other new thing, right in time for the end of the year. They are wedge-shaped, and you put all of them together, and it makes a circle. It's really kind of cool.
Yeah.
Those were supposed to have shipped out on Monday, so we should have them tomorrow or Thursday, possibly.
So.
And those will go fast. I'm excited about those. I've got to get those up on the site
Do we
this
have
week.
a price on those, or?
I don't.
I don't remember. Okay. So yeah. So it's a real quick.
Just a recap.
Anything else? A real quick ink year in review. Next week we're going to work on pens, which is going to be
heaven.
Yeah, it's going to be a bigger list, a much bigger list.
Now this is not the pens that got away from you. These are pens that were either new this year or discontinued this year, not just for you.
Right. Yeah. No. I didn't buy that many pens this year. I usually do a pen year in review. The pens that I got at the pen shows, and I didn't buy that many pens this year. At least I don't think I did. But of course I'm going to go through and I'm sure Steph in the chat's going to laugh at me when I say that I didn't buy that many pens. But I don't think I bought all that many. But
well, it depends on what all that. It's a relative term.
Well, we went to 12 shows, and I know there was a couple of shows I didn't buy anything. So I bet you I bought less than 20 pens this year.
Okay, I think we should put that up as a poll. How many pens do you think Brian bought this year?
I mean, that's not a lot. That's really not a lot.
It's a lot for some people.
It is, but it's, if you own a pen store, 20 pens is like.
Not everybody owns a pen store.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying.
Not everybody gets to go to 12 shows.
I know. What I'm saying, for me,
we're tortured with.
I'm saying for me, 20 pens is not,
I know, I like it.
It's not as much as it could have been. In fact, I'm looking on my desk and I don't see a single. No, okay, that's
anyway. Speaking of getting pens.
Don't forget we have the Sailor giveaway, and we're getting some cute.
Awesome.
Images. We're giving away, thanks to Sailor and Atoya, a Sailor 1911 standard. Your choice of red, blue, yellow, black. Your choice of any of the 7 standard nibs. Second prize winner receives a couple bottles of Sailor ink, including the famed Yamadori and the now discontinued Ultramarine. Details available. They're pinned right to the top of the blog. All you got to do is we send a little card to you for those people who make orders, and you take a picture and post it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, social media of choice, and with the card, and be creative, and then at the end of the contest, Lisa and I and our awesome assistant Dave go through all the entries, and we're going to pick the most creative, most inspiring, funniest, what have you. And there's been a couple of real good ones. So.
Yep. Several of them have been really, really cute.
So, don't miss. I mean, that's that pen is it's $195. Street price about a little over 150. So.
Killer writer.
Yeah, you want a specialty nib. You can get a zoom. You can get a music. You can get you like to write extra fine. They've got an extra
medium fine. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. So. And the black 1911 standard is shiny black. It's not flat. Tim's asking in the chat. So.
So yeah. So you've got another week and a half to get your entries in.
Yep.
Get on it.
So get on it. What's going on in the store? Talk to me.
Well, every day when you come in for coffee, it's usually just before Chad, our UPS guy, gets there. So poor Brian gets to miss most of the excitement. He then leaves, goes back to work. Chad brings the UPS stuff. Gary or Debbie bring the FedEx stuff, and we just have a big party. We've got bunches of stuff still coming in every day. The Conklin Duragraphs finally arrived this week. We've been waiting on those for a while. I will have those up on the site in the next day or two. The Pilot Custom 912 is headed our way. The new Platinum Preppy pens in the extra fine nib and the newly redesigned body will be here tomorrow. Those are cool.
Interesting to see.
Yeah.
Did they change the body design on the mediums and the fines too, or no? Just the extra fine?
So far, just the extra fine.
Okay.
But it is the first time that we've been able to have the extra fine nib, the .2, as opposed to the .3 and the .5 that have already been around for a while. And it'll be in the red, the black, and the blue-black right now.
So just a couple colors. Cool.
Mm-hmm. We also have... Oh, the Neponsets are coming.
Oh, the acrylic Neponsets. Man, I happen to have my Neponset right here. And this is this here is the limited edition run. This is the Briarwood, which was not necessarily available for sale. There was only 7 made. It's a cool pen for sure. But I love ebonite. I love hard rubber. But man, some of those acrylics.
Some of those acrylics are gorgeous.
Yeah, and the thing is they're using the same acrylics that are on some of the acrylic Conrads, but this is a much bigger platform, and they really have some.
There's some gorgeous patterns.
Yeah. I mean, the Ghostly Lapis, which I really liked. I mean, it looks even better on the Neponset, and some of those the Bengal Tiger looks nice. So yeah, there's 9, 11, almost a dozen different colors.
Old Salem is Syracuse colors. Saying.
So.
Now they're gorgeous. We are not getting enough in. No one who's receiving Neponsets is going to get enough. But the best way to try to get your Neponset is to go on the site, fill out that back in stock email notification form, and then just be near your computer. These will go fast.
Yeah.
They have that awesome music nib, the 3-tined, really very cool.
Oh, you got one there too. What do you have there? What is that? Oh, look at that. That's a special one.
That is a special one.
Do we have a name for that one?
Lisa's.
No, that's that's almost like it reminds me of the Waterman 94s.
Yeah, it's sort of like the Ripple. Yep.
It's like blue and yellow, almost green and yellow.
Yeah, it's like a teal and gold. It's gorgeous.
Really,
But
really.
the
I guess
Neponsets have been very popular. It is $75. The acrylics will be the same thing, but to get an acrylic or an ebonite, in this case pen, with a music nib, with some flex, a true music nib with 3 tines, it's really a pretty good deal. Otherwise, you're going to have to look for a vintage pen, and
you're never going to find you're never going to find a music nib on any pen for $75. I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you eat just a nib alone on a Waterman, he's going to run you $150.
Yeah. Nathan has worked really hard on this, and keep in mind that these are steel nibs. These are not going to flex like a 14-karat Waterman wet noodle, a vintage pen. And these are manufactured, and you do need to do a little due diligence and give it a good flush before you ink it up.
Well, they do a good job though. They're really good out of the gate. I'm gonna write with mine right now, and
yeah, mine works fine. Mine works great.
I mean, I just did a little scribble, and I haven't used this pen in probably maybe a week. It's been sitting on my desk, and it just fires right up, and that's just.
Well, but some people either are not used to flex or are not used to a music nib and what it is and is not capable of, or what it's supposed to do. So just play with it a little bit before people are immediately jumping to. Oh, the nib is too big, or oh, I thought it would bend itself in half like a pretzel, and steel nibs are not supposed to do.
Yeah, it's not going to do. I mean, it does a decent job, and it's. I would say, it's fairly smooth. I mean, it's. I'm going to give let's start. Well, that was my last piece of paper on that notepad. I mean, it's you have.
What?
If you can see that right there, you can see the thin and thick, and there's no loss of line there. It's I did nothing to this pen. I didn't even flush it out when I got it. That's robin's egg, by the way. I put robin's egg in it, and that was it. So.
Yeah, they're beautiful pens. They're definitely big. These are bigger than the Ahabs, but that much ebonite or that much acrylic is just gorgeous. So if you're thinking about it, just do it.
I mean, this right here is a Delta Dolce Vita Oro. That's the piston. It's bigger than that.
That's a big pen.
About the same girth, maybe a little thinner than that, but it's a little bit longer. It's about the size of a Montblanc 149.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Let's see. Last week, I think we talked about the Red Falcon, the Pilot Falcon. Those are awesome pens. We've had the Platinum 3776s, and those have been doing very well, getting a lot of attention in the store.
Yeah, from me. Did you say I could have one of those? I can't. See, the problem is I can't decide because there's the 3776, the burgundy. The blue, and I'm going to use the American names and not the French names or that they have, the Bourges, whatever, and the pure, and even the black's nice. So
amazing writers. That Falcon is talking to me.
So you said I could have one of those too.
I think, yeah. Brian and I decided that probably on Christmas Day, because we keep trying to think of Christmas presents for each other, and then we're like, well, maybe we'll just skip it this year and focus on the business and just take care of the kids and the family. And then we kind of looked at each other the other day and said, well, what if we just go to the store on Christmas Day and just pick out a pen and hand it to each other?
I'm okay with that plan.
Yeah, I think it was
really
you who suggested it.
Really, really am okay with that plan.
I know. So
I would start probably at the Montblanc display.
Yeah, that's what scares me.
Notice I said start. I didn't say.
Yeah, that's what scares me. We do have other things going on in the store, on the web, all that good stuff. There will be a blog post up in the next day or so with some gift ideas. Just finished that, and we just have to check it over and post it. And that's about it. Just getting ready for some longer hours at the store for the last couple weeks before the holidays.
Yeah, what is it? Not this next week, but the following week we'll have extended hours. So if you are in the area, we'll post those. I think we're going to stay open, kind of pull a Thursday on Monday.
On those days, yep.
We'll have more information on that, but we'll be open. We'll be open later, so you can stop by and say hi.
Probably last-minute shoppers.
So
that's it.
So that's it. We're keeping it short this week. Pretty much no shout-outs this week.
Just Big Bad Bill Sisler again. Just hang in there.
You can do it.
Yes.
All right, so that's it. I think for this week we'll keep it short. I'm starting to get. I will make a comment. I am starting to get the audio podcast up. I know I'm right now I'm about 7 behind, so I've got a little different system that's working a little better for me. Just as long as I get some time to do it, it doesn't take me nearly as long as it used to. So those are getting up there. So check your iTunes feed for that, and that's that. So. Use your pens. Write to us, Anderson Pens, 10 East College Avenue, Suite 112A, Appleton, Wisconsin, 54911.
Or catch us online. You can send us an email.
Ryan@AndersonPens.com.
Or Lisa@AndersonPens.com. You can also check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, all sorts of other social media as Anderson Pens.
The blog is blog.AndersonPens.com.
And the website is AndersonPens.com.
Join our mailing list. Check out the blog for updates, new products, events in the store. Come to the store. Thanks for listening to the podcast. We will see you next week for the 2014 Pen year in review. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.